We got to mention Rita's hair because helmet.
That's a wig, honey. You know damn well.
That just slides right on top there. Do you ever do that, Victor? Do you ever watch old recordings and go, "Wow, I'm good"?
I'm saving that for my Sunset Boulevard years when I'm old and irrelevant. Thank you. I'm still
Uh-huh.
very important.
Well, I've heard other things about his shtick too.
I've heard some things about a fairly predominant shtick that he
Uh-huh.
has.
Yeah, that's right. What do you think I'm referring
Yes.
to? What a legacy.
I'm Miltie. I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified.
and this is tonight
Tonight
on
on Murder,
Murder
She
She
Wrote.
Wrote.
Tonight on Murder, She Wrote.
Oh,
There she is.
oh, it's a good one. It's a
Yeah, this
good
is fun.
one.
Yeah. You know, when I was watching this, I had to, I was so distracted by other things going on. I think I watched it in like five pieces. So let's see how well I kept up with it.
This is one that I return to quite a bit,
Hmm.
actually. We love an old broad.
Yeah.
So, and we love a theatrical moment.
We love
And
a
this all
matriarch.
so good. And this
Hmm.
has one of my favorite of all time Angela Lansbury moments on Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Could I tell, or will you tell
it
me
is
when
at
it
the end.
comes?
It's at the
Okay.
end when she confronts the killer. The performance that she
Oh
gives
my gosh.
is it's exquisite, and I can only compare it to her work in Manchurian Candidate.
Oh, truly. I mean, we've said before that she's a troll, but she is under that bridge in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, she's what JB Fletcher is really capable of as a character is figuring out how to get what she wants.
Hmm.
And sometimes that means playing stupid. So, oh, I'm just a dotty old woman and I need your help. Because clearly I couldn't possibly do this on my own. She never likes that when that's their idea though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she'll play a little bit, she'll play a lot more assertive when necessary. And in this one, it's 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 pretty great. So we'll get to it. We'll get to it in just a
Yeah.
minute.
She takes the knife, she sticks it in, and she twists
It's
it,
so
and she
good.
twists it, and she
I love
twists
it.
it.
I
I know it's
love
almost
it.
uncharacteristic, isn't it?
Well, for her, but I
Yeah.
mean, thinking about the range that Angela Lansbury has had from Manchurian to Mrs. Lovett
Hmm.
to, I mean, even Mame is a tremendous opportunist. Like sometimes, yeah, I really love like those glimpses of, oh, maybe she's not so nice. It's sort of like watching when Betty White plays really slutty on
Oh
Golden
yeah.
Girls.
Oh yeah. She sort of gets that little lilt in her hip.
It's that
Yeah, very that.
Sue Ann Nivens and her voice drops.
Hmm.
It's has anyone ever told you you look just like Jerry Vale? Like it's my
Who is this
word.
woman?
I know, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
So this is
It's nice.
Broadway Malady.
Broadway Melody. We start with Rita Bristol, old icon of stage and screen, watching old clips of herself, which of course must just be Vivian Blaine, the actress, and her previous work. How
It is
convenient when an actor has a long career.
the film is called Three Little Girls in Blue from 1946. And it
Oh.
reminds me a lot of what they did in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, because when they had Joan Crawford's character watching old movies of her character,
Hmm.
they just used old Joan Crawford movies.
Oh, absolutely.
Why not?
I mean, when there's the archive, you might as well dig into it.
But this is Vivian Blaine, who is very Judy Garland, Debbie Reynolds coded.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And she's joined by her two children, no, 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 no. Patty and what's the son's name here? Uh,
Barry.
Barry. Patty and
Which
Barry
at a
Bristol.
later point, another great moment from Vivian Blaine when she says his name, Barry.
Barry. Barry.
Barry.
Do you know anybody named Barry? I don't think I do. I think that's a name of the past.
No,
What's
yeah.
it short for? Barry.
Uh, it's funny that the first person that came to mind was Barack Obama because I know he was called Barry. Um,
Barry-O.
Bernard, maybe? Like, what do you think?
Yeah.
It's a very good
I
question.
really don't know.
Bartholomew. Bartholomew.
Oh, that makes sense.
So,
Bart, Barry.
yeah. I mean, I guess. I don't know. Have you ever met anyone who's formerly known as Elizabeth? They play fast and loose with whatever their
Oh yeah.
their
Patricia has a lot
power.
of names.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Um,
Uh
oh, and we have our lovely Grady is
yes, it's a Grady episode, people.
yeah, and his many, many lovers. Uh
Well, he's the device
Grady,
to get Angela. He's the device to get
exactly.
Jessica there, man.
He's the accountant on this new Broadway show that the Bristols are starring in. Well, Patti and Rita are starring in it, and Barry is producing it, correct?
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah,
it's his first really big production,
yeah. And good
and it's
old
a
Grady is the
return.
accountant for it. It's a return.
It's a return for Rita Bristol, who is
Back to the
this
stage,
icon.
her comeback. Yes. Oh, and
Well,
boy, she's look at her on that stage in that red,
that
wearing as much
makeup,
makeup as a Maybelline store.
we see her in her bathrobe, ready for bed a couple of times in this episode.
Hmm.
That face is the exact same. It's like
Oh yeah,
tattooed
it
on.
doesn't change. No, 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 no. And it is thick, Annie. It's thick. And then of
And we,
course we have lovely Lorna Luft in this episode.
yeah, yeah, sister of Liza,
Mm-hmm.
daughter of Judy,
Mm-hmm.
son of Mr. Luft, Sidney Luft, the
Yeah.
producer that Judy Garland married, um, after Vincent Minnelli.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, and this director, who's this director? Mark
Oh
Faber,
my
played
God.
by Roger
What an
Morse.
asshole.
I know.
What an asshole.
I love that he gives Lorna, so he's sort of lamenting Rita's behavior, and then he's telling Patti, played by Lorna, "Oh, you got to do this better. You're a dumb bitch. You are
Make sure
terrible,
you're on key this time.
and don't rush the
And
tempo."
she goes, I thought I was. Like it's so
So
like she's
sweet, yeah.
clearly this is meant to be like her star making role to show that she's
Hmm.
also a star in her own
Hmm.
right.
Yeah.
So
And
we
then
even get a
she
song
gets a
from
little
her.
long. I know. Can we hear?
Yeah.
I don't, without
Yeah.
risking copyright. I'd love to hear
I
a
think
little
we'll
bit
be all
of
right.
it. Yeah.
When the order of things was different and rules were written to last, but things have really
And it's that
changed
classic, I'm
now.
taking off
Oh
my
yeah.
makeup at the mirror.
Hmm. Drag Race Wishes.
And even though
The
In the
mirror, the
mirror.
mirror.
Which is probably the dumbest song
Oh
ever.
God.
Uh, not when you got Lorna Luft doing it like this. She's actually lovely in this. It's so funny that the director's lamenting her performance and then she steps in and she's like, "I'm a star,
And kills
baby."
it. And kills
Yeah.
it. Because she's fucking
Knocks it
Lorna
out.
Luft.
Hmm.
Like what you do when you want to do that is you hire someone who actually can't do it.
Yeah.
So I
Like,
think
come
what
on.
the writer is telling us is actually she's good and he's just being an asshole.
Yeah, he's the
So
director is the worst. And he kind of is the worst
why?
throughout the entire episode.
But he has a reason.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that obviously, but the where I mean I like the fact that we're told no, she's actually quite good.
Yeah,
He's
right from the
just
get-go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And God, I cannot get over Rita's makeup. It is
it's stamped.
that blush, baby.
Stamped. Yeah.
And a nice blood red lip. Come on. Never goes out of style.
No, no.
So
Uh
Barry's here backstage with Mother. It's pretty clear from from the get-go that Barry is a little emasculated by his mother, right?
henpecked. Yes.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Well, because
Hmm.
she's this huge imposing presence who's probably like
Hmm.
4'9". But
Yeah. If
but she's a
that.
legend. But she's a legend.
Itty bitty. Do you remember when I was talking a few episodes back about how I wished that there were more female matches for Jessica's
Hmm.
energy in an episode? Then I watched this episode and was pleasantly reminded that, oh yeah, we do get some of those, and this is one. I think she has a real presence, and they are that sort of the same age, uh, match for match.
Yeah. So
Oh,
Jess is now here in New York talking to
hmm.
Grady, and I just want to point out that she has met Grady's latest love of the moment. And I
Kate
was
is her
very
name.
Kate, and I was very tickled to say that that actress is Sharee Gregory, who was the sister in my favorite version of Alice in Wonderland from
Yes.
1985,
Yes, the one with Carol Channing.
and Martha Ray
Oh my gosh.
and Imogene Coca and actually many actors who will eventually find their way onto Murder, She Wrote, including
Oh
Jane
yeah.
Meadows, Roddy McDowall. Oh
Huge
yeah,
character actor showcase that one.
so
Shelley
so good.
Winters. Oh my
Shelley
gosh,
went
Shelley
for like a
Winters.
second and a
I
half. It's
know.
so funny. It's just so funny.
Hey, get that paycheck, girl.
Uh,
Okay, where are we? And now we meet the pro who's the financier? Cy Parrish? Of course his name's Cy
yeah,
Parrish.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so of the it's so trite.
It really is.
Yeah, he seems to be like the financier and the reason that they're going to Broadway. So they were going to do a
Hmm.
tryout and this big dinner to sort of like congratulate themselves for getting
Hmm.
through rehearsals is to indicate to everyone, nope, we're going to Broadway in like 2 weeks, everybody. So buckle in.
Which is wild. Because
Yeah,
this, I don't think this really happens in real life like this. By the way, change of plans.
yeah.
Get ready in 2 weeks,
It's
folks. I mean, maybe it
and
does. Maybe I'm crazy.
I think it depends on who's producing it and pushing it. Nowadays, I think I don't know, the idea of Broadway financing is sort of appalling because how expensive everything
Oh,
is.
it's ridiculous, right? Yeah.
Like it takes forever for a musical to make its movie money back.
Hmm.
Um, and you have workshops and you have, I mean, but
Hmm.
keep in mind that even when you first go to Broadway, there's a previews on Broadway.
Right.
So there are shows that do like 2 weeks of previews while they figure shit out. And sometimes they cut songs, sometimes
Or
they add
months of
scenes.
previews.
Yeah,
Months of previews.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Like a really good
Which is
example of
what
that is
the
Beauty and the Beast when that went to Broadway.
hmm
That had famously long previews.
yeah. Well, and it's usually an out-of-town tryout. Like in this, it's supposed to be Boston, but then they
Mhm.
switch things up and move it to New York. And Barry is really insistent on getting this going. Um,
Yeah. I think this is also meant to be their equivalent of Sardi's because it
I think
is,
so too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very industry.
Hmm.
They don't, and they have signs, but they don't have pictures of famous people, probably for rights issues.
Hmm.
I don't know if they would have necessarily worried about that back then, but now we would. Now we certainly would.
Yeah.
But this is definitely like an industry restaurant.
Can we also give a shout out to the writers who are the little dose of levity in this episode that we really need? They really don't do anything other than make wisecracks at each other and comment on the state of the environment around them.
Uh, Lorna looking
This is supposed
fabulous
to
in
be a comedy?
this white coat. And did you see her stockings? All speaking of blood red.
Let's see. Oh, she does look good. She does look good. Oh, and this purple scarf, please.
So great.
They're leaving Sardi's. We're gonna call it Sardi's.
Yeah. We have this this
This
weird
little
street
weird
preacher,
misdirect scene, right?
this blind street preacher
Uh-huh.
next to a what, three-card Monte?
The apocalypse is nigh. This is such a chaotic little scene. Um, and someone's trying
Yep.
to
Oh, going through the alley. Yeah, red tights
yeah.
and red shoes. Oh,
Lorna is shot by a mugger.
yeah. Who says your money or your life and then immediately shoots her.
Immediately shoots her.
And then Barry
Immediately.
immediately has a gun in his hand and shoots him dead.
Yeah,
So Lorna, we don't know about yet, but he's immediately dead.
pretty
We
convenient.
find out that Lorna is in critical condition.
Yeah.
Patty, sorry. We do like
Who?
doing that.
Who? You know what? You're just gonna have to follow. Pull up your IMDb at home and follow along, folks.
uh,
I mean,
oh,
doesn't.
big note for Gregory Sierra here as the detective of this episode.
Hmm.
He appears in 6 different episodes of Murder, She Wrote as different detectives,
He made a
which is
career out
so
of it.
bonkers to me.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
He is
he
very
eventually
frustrating.
he eventually stays the same. He
Oh,
eventually
does he?
stays Caceres, I think his name
You
is,
know,
but he's
continuity.
Moreno this time.
Moreno. Yeah.
He's Moreno this
He
time, and he'll be Sanchez the next time. You know,
he's great. He's also so frustrating, isn't he?
yeah. In this one
I-
particularly,
If
he's
this is the kind of incompetence that exists in the New York Police Department, well,
This is the thing.
I take it back. Pretty accurate.
Jessica is very much about procedure and due process, but she also agrees that most police are utterly useless.
Truly. And each episode tells us so.
It's just really sort of fascinating, that dichotomy, and that's one of the reasons that I can kind of get behind like the propaganda aspect sometimes of
Sure.
this show,
Yeah,
which is I don't necessarily need a police officer to be the protagonist every fucking like,
honestly.
but here almost always they're the idiot.
In this case, I think it's more of an opportunity for her to have someone to spout her theories and her grievances too about, so that we as the audience get to know what's going on in her head, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Now I
because he doesn't
love
really do anything.
no, he's someone to bounce off of. Again,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
that figure. He is the bounce off for why Patty got shot. Rita is the bounce off to find out more about the family dynamic
Yeah.
as to why that she was targeted.
Hmm.
I paused for a second just because I love a prop newspaper
Oh my
on Murder She
gosh.
Wrote, and this
And look at
fabulous
that Lorna
glamour
Luft
shot.
headshot. Yes.
We previously saw an episode where a non-famous character, like a character who's playing like an everybody, had a fabulous glamour shot. This one at least
Hmm.
makes sense.
This
This
does. You know, the background of that shot is, if it weren't in black and white, it would be fuchsia pink.
oh, it's so good. It's
It's
so
so
good.
good. What are the other headlines?
A city bond issue nears approval. Senate
Senate votes
votes
to
to his
something
cuff is in the way.
registration.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
cuff's in the way.
These are very different stories for the same page.
I know.
Uh-huh.
And it's
You'd
not
think
even
that they
front
were put
page.
together
It's definitely
for a
page
show
two.
or
Little
something.
basis for Middle East operation.
So
Okay.
we're all over the board here. I'm surprised there's not a sports story. Human interest,
Yeah,
public
really.
opinion.
What is that? It's not
How
even a
many
crime page.
how many different newspaper articles can we fit on one page to say, "Hey, look at this newspaper."
I mean, at the first one, the previous one, that we're off to kill the wizard when we see Laurie Bascom's glamour
Yeah.
shot, that
Yeah.
was front page material.
Sure
This one's
was.
clearly like 2A. It's like,
Oh, geez. So
like
essentially
Grady,
the case is closed. They've decided that it's a mugger. Barry killed the mugger
Marty
who
Farkas.
shot Marty
They've
Farkas.
decided, yeah,
Poor guy. I think he's credited in the IMDb as Man, because I can't find the character's name. And that looks like that guy.
yeah, that does look like him.
That's too bad.
Well, I'll do a deep dive for the Instagram. I'll see
Perfect.
if I can find Murder She Wrote Pod,
We must
and
know the
then
answer.
we must.
So everything has sort of been written off. The sergeant has decided this is a case closed, and Jessica, as per usual, knows that something is up, because why would that mugger say, give me your jewels and your money," and shoot her immediately?
Right.
Doesn't make
And not
sense.
go for the jewels. Like, come on.
Yeah,
We've seen Batman. We know how this goes.
come
Like,
on.
pull, you know what you're supposed
Yes,
to do? You're supposed to pull the pearls so they all break and fall to the ground and bounce. That's
that's
what you
right.
do as a noir mugger. Like,
That's right. That's right. These are the rules, folks.
just say nothing of the idea that the big scandal is that Barry had a gun, which was unlicensed, that he
Right.
kept it on him. So he immediately shot the person. So we can't find out from the mugger what happened.
We can't.
So
No. And
ostensibly,
theoretically,
it's
Barry has been the victim of some mugging attempts in the past several months too, right?
right, right.
Yeah.
Oh, and our detective sergeant here, his idiosyncrasy, because we need one for every detective,
Yes.
is that he's on a diet and is eating raw vegetables. So we get a lot of carrots and celery sticks from him.
Why is he on a diet? I want to know.
This
Why is
it's
he
a
on this particular diet?
it's I think he says something about his cholesterol or his blood pressure. Also, it was 1984, 85.
And yeah, yeah. Everybody's popping
There was a
aspirin.
health
Yeah.
kick.
Uh-huh.
It's also something for him to do. Like again,
Sure.
they love giving these things to detectives to like make them people.
To make them more neurotic. To show that their
Ah,
jobs are really stressful.
come on, this azure blue silk.
God. And we gotta mention Rita's hair, because helmet.
That's a wig, honey. You know damn well.
That just slides right on top there.
Absolutely.
She is a slight lady, isn't she? Teeny tiny.
Yeah, she's small.
Lady in
And she
blue.
wears pumps, white pumps at home to serve coffee to Jessica in her robe. Come on.
Don't
That
you?
that is glamour.
I mean, I always
A-
pull out my white pumps for guests. I don't know what you're talking about.
And she's slight
Need to
in those
level up,
heels.
sir.
And she has the earrings on, the neck,
Hmm.
like that.
She is dolled
She
up to be at home drinking coffee.
she is, like Dolly Parton says this, she's never seen without being fully ready to go.
Yeah.
Because what if there's a fire and her public sees her?
Hmm. So she called Jessica over essentially because she ain't got no friends and she wants
Yeah.
someone to cry to, which is just and Jessica literally says like, I don't think I'm the right person for this. And she's like, no, you are. You're staying.
Like, I met you a day ago and my daughter's been shot. Come on, let's be buds.
Please pat me on the back and tell me everything's going to be okay.
And she
Please.
mentions a very important note that she always has coffee brewing.
Yeah. Very,
Always.
very, very important. And then she goes into a little monologue about how she gave up the booze many years ago and she's been wait. Okay, girl, if you've given up the booze, why do you have a bottle of your favorite booze just sitting around to remind you? I mean, this feels
To
like
remind her of where she's
uh-huh,
been.
uh-huh.
It was a gift.
Yeah, take a picture of it.
But basically
Take a picture of it and pour it down the drain.
she did what Judy couldn't, which is basically survive.
Yeah,
So this is the
yeah,
comeback equivalent of someone of like Judy's or
sure.
Ethel's. And Ethel famously like drank like rubbing alcohol when she
Oh
didn't have
gosh,
wine. I mean that's probably you know,
wives' tale.
a wives' tale, yes.
Do you think this is sort of a direct correlation to the Judy Garland story? Do you think Judy Garland, I mean, obviously Lorna's in it. Do you think this is some like an aging actress who has conquered alcoholism and addiction? Uh, it feels so parallel to me that it's hard to ignore that it feels very influenced by that storyline.
I think we're meant to
Yeah.
go. Even the hair. The hair
Look at
is
it. Yeah.
it's
A
styled
slight little lady.
like Judy would have had if
Yeah.
Judy had lived in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like I think it's all too close for it
Hmm.
to be a coincidence.
I love this scene, by the way. We're back on the street again, and Jessica's trying to play hardball with these sort of street urchins playing
The three
hustling
card
tricks
Monte
on the sidewalk.
hustlers.
Yeah, yeah.
And we have a lady three card Monte
I know. I love it.
player.
Uh-huh. I think I knew this woman in Brooklyn. I think she was my neighbor. So Jessica's trying to get more information on the other witness at the shooting, who I can't remember his name. We later find out. I can't see it on IMDb. Um, Taki? Is that the guy's name?
That must be, yeah.
Must be. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
because
unpictured,
this is
so
Veronica who she's talking
mhm.
to.
Yeah. And she's trying to get in touch with this guy because he ran off. He did not give any testimony.
Right. He was the three card Monte player who was right there at the shooting. And
Yeah,
unfortunately, the only other witness was the blind street preacher. And
of
here we
course.
are. They get empanadas, and he's there. He's very friendly. He's also very cute, but
He's
he's
very
very
cute.
friendly. And he gives he gives Jessica hot sauce. She's like, "Ooh,
Like her visual struggling to get through the empanada. Girl, I'm sure you've had cracked pepper before. Come on. It's so dramatic too. We don't have any like that in Cabot Cove. Well, it's time to import, okay? He is cute, isn't he? He's the only cute one in this episode. I've been noticing the
Eh,
releases of our recent episodes. Most of them now have to do with some
some
augration
hashtag hot guys of Murder, She
yeah,
Wrote."
yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So
He's our he's
Taki, he's
our
the one.
he's our one. Well, because almost
Uh-huh.
everybody else is I don't know, sort of character actor
Hmm.
handsome. Like it's not
Hmm.
they're not the dreamboats. This isn't a dreamboat episode. Grady, and I've always felt Michael Horton to be not unattractive either.
No, he's a
Uh
good looking guy. He's a
And when
very sort
he's
of 80s soft in the face looking guy. You know
right,
what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
But part of the issue is that he is the most bland. So
Hmm.
I wouldn't say sexy or hot.
Yeah.
Handsome, sure.
Yeah. He's
But
attractive.
attractive.
He is attractive. Uh, Sergeant Moreno, on the other hand,
He's so bored. He's so
doesn't
tired.
doesn't
He's
really
so
do it for me.
done.
Also, I think he needs to just take a razor to that haircut. Come on,
I
sir.
know. He
You're
does
holding on to
eventually.
nothing.
He
Yeah.
does eventually. Um, he how I always think of him as this particular actor is that he was on Golden Palace
Yeah.
as Cheech Marin's rival who like
That's right.
took his wife. Yeah,
Yes.
that's how I always think of him. And I want to say that the role that for Golden Palace was probably meant for Chong, like Tommy Chong,
I
because it
thought
was
so
Cheech
too.
Marin,
Yeah.
but they got him, who is a pretty reasonable equivalent facially. Um,
Even sort of stature wise, like standing next
yeah,
to each other, they look like Cheech and Chong.
yeah, he plays
I remember when I first
Ruben.
saw that episode, I thought it was.
Yeah, yeah, Ruben on the Golden Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not been paying attention. So they're back at
Uh,
the hospital.
yeah. Patty is out of critical condition, but
Hmm.
she's probably not going to make it to the premiere of the Broadway show,
No,
which is still on to happen because
because
they're
it.
discussing replacing her.
Well, not yet. I think Barry's trying to shut the show down, right?
Yeah,
And
Barry's
then
heart
our
isn't in this, which is very interesting. Like I know
it.
he's dealing with trauma, like his sister just got shot and he witnessed it and all that.
Yeah,
But he's real quick to say maybe we shouldn't do the show.
he's all over the board, isn't he? He's all over the board.
Yeah.
And then they bring in that dick director comes in with a Hollywood actor, Lonnie
Lonnie
Valerian.
Valerian.
Wow. Played by
And then
Elaine Giftos, who doesn't have much to do in this,
she
unfortunately,
doesn't.
other than look fun in a
Look
fur
at
coat.
that. How
Yeah.
many animals had to die for you
Oh,
to wear
probably
that?
that's a solid half dozen, I think.
My Aunt Trudy, I replied. Oh, it's so yeah.
I'm trying to see what else she's done. Not a lot that I recognize, but
Not a lot, but like guest spots in like Knight Rider and Magnum
yeah.
PI
Ally
and
McBeal.
Barney Miller. Like clearly
Hmm.
the 70s and 80s were her
She's done she's
era.
done she's made the guest star circuit, we'll say that.
Yeah.
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 But really just a means for keeping the show moving. Although we didn't mention that Grady's little girlfriend, Kate, was actually the
Hmm.
understudy for Patty, so she did not
Interesting
get
that
in the
she's not
part.
getting the role.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Poor little Kate doesn't really have anything to do in this episode.
She really doesn't, except be there briefly and then, ditch Grady at the optimal moment because all of them ditch Grady at the optimal moment.
Yeah,
But
she's
this is reasonable though, because if you're doing a show that's already sort of like hanging on by a thread and you had star power,
Mhm.
I think going for another A-list kind of makes sense.
Absolutely. This is the
This is
right move
like
for this show.
Stephanie J. Block injured herself during Defying Gravity. Go
Hmm.
get Adina Menzel.
Yeah.
Like this is what it is. Like that's show
Could
business,
be a career
baby.
maker, right? Yeah. The show must go on.
Exactly. It's nepotism, people. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Oh, and
Oh, they're
this
just
is
talking
so
about it,
funny.
yeah.
So they're in Grady's uh apartment, I guess, or maybe it's Kate's, and they're cooking. And this is actually he looks very handsome here because I love like with the shirt rolled
He
up and he's
does.
just like casually
Yeah.
making dinner. The
In his
TV is
tie.
on. Yeah. The TV is on. And who should happen to walk by on the TV but someone very important in just a moment?
Let's just see, who could it be? Of course, Jessica is still questioning the motive of the shooter. What's his name again? Manny Finkus? Manny
Farkas.
Finkus? Farkas. Manny Farkas.
Yeah.
Um, that poor guy, one line and that's it.
Yeah. In
Got
money
his
or life.
paycheck.
He got the Tonight and Murder She Wrote though. He got that little
Hmm.
moment. He did get
Hmm.
the and this blouse on Jessica, just 1 second. Ooh.
What do you think of it?
Eh. I mean, I love non-representational art. But for some reason, Manny Farkas, appeared on like this show that looks like The Untouchables. Uh,
Hmm.
and suddenly he's there in living color, just in time for Jessica to find out.
What are
Um,
the odds?
what are the
What are the
odds?
odds?
And
This is some
is
divine intervention here. This woman is blessed, BLESSD.
and is the job market so hard for a working actor where he has to turn to mugging? Maybe.
Possible.
But the question then is, why is the mugger someone that actually might have a relationship to show business?
An
And since
actor?
this an act
Yeah.
well, and this plot is all actors.
Not
So
just a street bum. Yeah.
does he have a connection to the Bristols? Hmm?
Yet our lovely Sergeant Sierra, no, Sergeant Moreno. Oops, I did it. Uh, could care less. Still,
You know
this
what? His
this is
job is to
dumb
close cases.
incompetence.
His
He
job, yeah, that's
he just wants to
done.
get the paperwork done. I get it. I've been buried under piles of paperwork before too. But negligence,
Uh-huh.
it's not happening.
And I
I
mean,
love her assuredness here. She's
yeah.
like, "You, sir, are a dumbass and you're wrong." Hmm.
Yeah.
She
But she's
doesn't
gonna
relent.
solve this case.
Oh yeah. And she does. Does he even come back at the end when the murder is solved? I don't even recall that he does. Again. Actually, maybe it's just
Uh
more, maybe the reason he's here is so that she has more reason to get involved because otherwise she really has nothing to do with this
yeah,
circumstance.
no. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is an unrelated it's actually very similar
Hmm.
to We're Off to Kill the Wizard because
Yeah.
she has no relationship with anybody. Like not no niece no
Yeah.
niece or former student is implicated.
Hmm.
In
But she had a
fact,
fan.
no one is implicated, actually. If you think about
Yeah.
it, this is
Yeah.
one of the few times where there is no suspect.
That's true. That's true. I thought this was a really interesting episode because the murder is well, we're misled at the end about the circumstance of the murder, which I enjoy. Oh,
Yeah.
here we are, Milton Berle.
Milton Berle
Look at him and all his
doing
Milton-y goodness.
doing a one scene wonder,
Hmm.
which we love. No cat to give to a saucer of milk to like our last one. But
Oh my God, right.
we love an old legend doing a one scene wonder on
Oh
Murder
yeah.
She Wrote.
Oh yeah. They're
He's an
talking
agent.
about they're talking about the killer or
Morty.
the mugger, I should say. Morty and how this poor guy couldn't catch a break. Everybody thinks he was a rotten actor. Everybody thinks he
Yeah.
had a terrible script. He just couldn't do it.
Now we would be remiss to not mention that Milton Berle, as a legend, also massive early drag influence for a lot of folks, especially
For
may I say
sure.
like matronly drag, like not glamour drag, just straight
Hmm.
up spackle over sandpaper
Oh yeah.
situation.
Oh yeah. It's the kind of mess
um,
that you love.
yeah, yeah. Evidently
It's
an
like Dame
awful
Edna
human
Light.
being. Yeah,
Milton
evidently
Berle?
an
Yeah.
awful human being. But a legend. But the thing is also his shtick was very much like Jack Benny, who's another comic of that era,
Sure.
where he constantly needed to look offended. So if you watch any roast that he's part of and someone zings him, he's like, "What the heck? Oh my
Hmm.
God!" And the thing that's shtick.
That's his
That's
shtick.
shtick.
Well, I've heard other things about his shtick too.
I've heard some things about a fairly predominant shtick that he
Uh-huh.
has.
Yeah. That's right. What do you think I'm referring to?
Yes, yes. Milton Berle was famously
Was
endowed.
well endowed gentleman of screen and stage.
So
Uh,
much, I think it's his first note on his trivia page on
oh
IMDb.
God,
I think it's the first thing they say, if I
what a
remember.
legacy.
What a Uncle Miltie,
I mean,
sit
when I
down.
die, I hope I have a similar record of my life.
We have this shot of Lonnie Valerian with this uh unitard with a white belt. Oh, it's so
What?
great.
Come on,
And it
80s.
is creeping up from behind
All of
in these
those
back
cheeks are
shots.
hanging out, right? They are out. And also in this episode, there are several like shots of just like nubile athletic actors backstage
Yes.
doing stretches, and I'm like, we need a little sex appeal here
See, we
because
have these. Here we are, hot guys of Murder She Wrote. All here
yeah,
in the back. All here in the back.
they're chorus boys. Let's be honest. That's what they're good for. Being cute and not saying much.
Rita is pissed because now that Lonnie is in the role that her daughter was supposed to be in, suddenly she's doing everything great that Patty always
Patty,
got
yeah.
crap for. And
Hmm.
her role is expanding. There are more lines. Suddenly she's given more to do.
That's
Rude,
showbiz, kid.
rude. I mean, if Rita had director approval, which they imply she did, fire that fucking guy. She says, "Oh, he's the
Honestly,
best." Is he really?
he is
Is he
not the
really
best.
the best?
He's just a jerk. Also, he kind of looks like Mark Hamill,
It's a little bit Mark Hamill. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit Mark Hamill.
Who we love. Ooh, he'd be even
Yes.
better in this.
He would he would have been much better.
Man,
He
that
would have been
white
much
belt
better.
on that red leotard is
Oh,
ugly.
and those boots. Those scrunch
Uh-huh.
boots.
Come on, Jane
Oh,
Fonda.
they're not shrunk boots. They're sneakers and leg warmers. Even
Uh-huh.
better. Even better.
What are you using to keep your legs warm?
Friction.
Friction.
That's why we're here. Uh, and of course, we have to go to Central Park because we're in New York.
Yeah,
It's
establish the
compulsory.
shot. They just happen to be taking a carriage ride through Central Park because
I know.
when you're investigating a murder, you need time for leisure.
I love that it actually showed that it was Angela Lansbury, though. Like they could have done
Hmm.
that with a stunt double, but
Yeah,
no, they actually filmed this on location. Cool.
good for her.
Yeah.
Get some travel out of this.
Now we
What
don't
is
know if
that
these
restaurant?
close-ups are still because these window shots are a little suspect,
Yeah,
but
a little bit, and the lighting in that carriage is a little bright.
oh bright.
Yeah.
And now it's dark.
Okay, where's she going now? Okay, look at that cute little car he's got. Would you
No,
drive that around New
Roadster.
York City? That is
I
not a New York
mean,
City car. Also, there's room for maybe 1.5 people in that
you know
cabin.
what? Possibly because if you're Grady, you know he rents a garage. You know
You
he
know
has
he
a place to
does.
put it. He's not
Oh,
parking that on the street.
my favorite scene of the whole episode, this nut who is the landlord for the deceased mugger.
Who basically speaks in verse.
Oh,
Like,
what is it?
I don't
I,
know.
I, I
Is
was trying to
this
decide if it was good or bad, and I don't think it's either. I think it's just in a different
it's camp.
dimension.
It's camp.
Yeah,
Is this Barbara Winnery? It
let's
must be,
see.
right? She's the only one who on the
That's it. Yeah, she plays
yeah.
Gretchen
Might
Pashko.
be Winery, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, probably
Um
Winnery. Yeah, she's a
she was a
delight.
she was a regular on Saint Elsewhere, and she's there for
There it
just
is.
five
Look at that
seconds.
stretch. Ooh, that's hot. Did you see that
Let me
stretch?
let's go back just a second. Oh, and
Here.
oh, hang on. Why am I frozen? Don't be a bastard. I just want to see the stretch. She's
Yeah.
there just to basically wear a coat that looks like a carpet, and to indicate that Morty was a legit actor
He was an
who was
actor.
yeah.
She was getting his stuff ready to kick him out because oh, there it is. Oh,
There it
yeah.
is. There it
Hot.
is. She's gonna
Hot.
live forever. She's
Hmm.
gonna reach for the sky.
Hmm.
I
And wow, she just, I mean, I guess that's dancing, but she's just like opening her legs to her partner. Great.
So is
Um,
this an apartment building? What the hell is? Why is there
I,
stretching happening?
it must be
Was
like one of
an
those
actor's apartment
actors
house?
halfway houses, sort of thoroughly modern Millie situations,
Stage
A
canteen.
boarding house for actors. Can you
Oh, could
believe
you
it?
imagine? Oh, could you
He's the best.
imagine? You say 50 marks, I say 100 marks. A difference of 50 marks.
A pineapple.
Oh, yes, actually. Okay, so we have a sign out here. Let me pause it for just a second. South Suite Experimental Loft Theater, now in progress. I have no
But
idea what else
also
they're.
an apartment building?
Maybe the apartments are on top.
Maybe.
I
It's
can't
pretty
quite make it out.
let's truncate these locations and put two in one. I think that's what's happening. There was no reason for us to be in like a theater there. It could have just been an apartment building.
Loft
But
theater. I mean,
but
if
what
it's a
she
loft,
did,
but if it's a loft, I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's essentially like
fair.
a an apartment building with a black box.
Um, I think the reason Gretchen is there is to tell us that Morty. Is it Morty? I cannot remember his name because it's not on
Morty,
IMDb.
Morty, Morty, Morty.
Morty,
Yes.
Morty, Morty, Morty Furcus. Um,
Well, as we've learned, sometimes the dead body doesn't always get a credit. We didn't get a
yeah,
credit last episode for
that's right.
our dead body.
That's
And she
right.
had lines. She had lines.
But she's telling us that he theoretically had a big opportunity in LA coming up, and so that's why she was packing his bags. Oh, and now we're back at we are
We're
back
back at
at Rita's
Rita's.
house.
Now, just the tableau.
I
I'm
know.
sorry. If I were Lorna, I would actually probably find this somewhat unsavory, considering how close they're
Oh,
modeling this
it's
to Judy.
yeah.
Like the only way they could have made it worse is if they had actually had it in the bathroom, like Judy actually did.
It's a little
But
tasteless, right?
it's a
It's a
little
little
much.
bit.
But Vivian Blaine, Rita Bristol, is splayed out glamorously on the kitchen floor.
Hmm. With
The
the oven door open.
oven door open in her full uh the light is so bright that you could
Uh-huh.
actually it almost looks like there's like a bun or like a piece of bread in there.
Yeah, she's baking. Come on.
She's baking.
You know what I want to do when I kill myself? I bake a loaf of bread.
It's just it's a little Sylvia Plath. It's just a little Sylvia Plath.
Really.
And to add insult to injury, that giant jug of liquor that she showed as like her testament of sobriety
Uh-huh.
on the floor, fully empty.
Empty. And an empty
Fully
bottle of
empty.
barbiturates too.
Just hanging out.
Just, I mean, if you could just choose one method to go, not all three, but go
And
off, sis.
you know what's so weird? The coffee pot is empty because she
Hmm.
always brewed a cup of coffee, especially when she was planning on killing herself.
You know what? She needed to get her caffeine fix to get this going, right? I
Like
mean,
I
the
know
fact
they
that
need that. I know they need that as a reason for that to be suspicious. But if your life is already off the rails where you've chosen three different ways to kill yourself, caffeine is not on your mind. Like it's
no, no,
just
filling up that coffee pot, that all-day coffee pot, that's a secondary concern at that point. Also, they could have chosen one method for her
I
to try to
know.
unalive herself, right?
I know.
Honestly, it would have been most interesting if she just had her head in the oven. That would have been better, but you know.
You tell Vivian Blaine to put her head in the oven. You do that. You have fun doing that.
I don't think her wig would have fit.
Oh, singed.
So now
So
she's
we're
in the
yeah,
back in the hospital.
the gang's all here. In fact, Lorna Luft is here because she's back in recovery mode. She's here in a
Yeah.
wheelchair, and she's there in white sandals. Just
Everybody likes white shoes. It must be summertime.
well, this is film.
Um,
This aired in January, so I guess it's okay again.
fair. What is the cutoff, Victor?
I
I
think
just don't
Christmas.
know.
I think Christmas.
And you
I
know what?
think.
Christmas seems like the most appropriate day to wear white shoes in
Yeah,
winter.
I
Just
know.
saying.
I know.
And oh, my God, Lonnie wearing her
Oh yeah,
ridiculous fur.
gas, alcohol, and barbiturates, and she's hanging on by a thread. We think she might be the real death of this
Yeah,
episode,
yeah, she
which
might be
is
the
a little start,
significant.
which is interesting because we got 10 minutes left.
Yeah,
This is late.
if that. Yeah, we're running out of time here. We gotta solve this shit.
Morley,
Um, oh,
farmer,
our
who
friend Milton did give Jessica a full resume and credits list for our victim, Mr.
whose real
Furcus.
name is Morley Farmer, as it turns out.
Yeah,
Farkas ended up being like a stage name or something like that,
yeah,
or a fake
yeah.
name. And she saw
And
something interesting on that resume.
she did.
Some
We didn't know what it
connection.
was, but
No, we have no idea. We're not really being given all the clues to solve the crime ourselves. We're really not.
they're all talking about what to do with the show in this hospital cafeteria. And Barry is called to the ER to his mother's room. Jessica's just entered, by the way. Sneaky bitch.
Staring
Sneaky
knowing
bitch.
glances with Grady.
Hmm. You know what she's doing. And then we get
And
our
we're
beautiful final scene back in Rita's apartment.
and we're
Jessica wearing
told
a lovely
so
blouse,
good.
by the way. She looks great in red.
And that those
Keep this
pearls.
up. Hmm. I like
But
I like like the wideness of this polka dot here. I think it works.
yes, it's a strong, it's a thick polka dot. But
Hmm.
we're told that Rita has passed. Rita did succumb to her attempt.
Which was it? Was it the booze? Was it the barbiturates? Was it the gas?
It
Who
was kind of
knows?
all of these things.
Hmm.
And Jessica's hanging out with Barry to uh
Barry,
to basically just,
mourn
she's
the
been there for every
loss
other
of
member of the
Rita.
family.
Yeah, I mean, this is what she does now.
And I love how like look at her arms going back. Like
I
she's
know.
very comfortable in this
She's in a power
location.
stance here. Let's be honest. She is. She might as well whip it out and measure.
Goodness. Milton might still win. Oh, also, just real quick, so we see this back shot of what I do love it when they do this for the set dressing. We see
Hmm.
old pictures of what Barry looked like as a younger person,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
see this portrait of Rita over the mantle. Like I love it when they actually use real portraits and not, as they sometimes do, really bad cut and paste jobs where they
Oh,
literally
geez.
cut the head out and paste it on another photo.
Hmm.
Ah, the jewelry store episode has one really egregious example when we get to that. My
I can't
goodness.
wait. I think when the time is right, we need to get a sound clip here. But
Yes,
um she's so this is the scene that you were talking about earlier that is one of your favorites in Murder She Wrote,
it is. Well, because
or
she's
one of
dressing
her
Barry
best
down.
scenes. Uh-huh.
She says flat out, "I know you murdered your brother," and she's talking very directly, very
Mother.
calmly.
Yeah.
Mother, yes, yes. And you
Yes.
tried to murder your sister,
Hmm.
by way of Morley, aka Morty. But
Arcus.
the assertiveness. Do you want to drop in?
Yeah, let's do.
including your sister Patty's share.
Just
So you got
notice
Manny
the
Farkas
resonance in
working
her
together
voice.
Hmm.
by promising to produce his movie.
Oh, please. I didn't even know the man.
Didn't you?
He was a street bum. How would I know it?
Harry, why are you lying to me?
With a big smile.
12 years ago, when you were a
Lilting.
production assistant on that TV pilot out in Hollywood, what was it called? Guns Over Abilene. When Manny, or I should say
What a
Morty
terrible
Farkas,
title.
had an acting role.
No.
Oh, Harry, why are you being so difficult?
I'm sorry, but
You were together with him 2 years ago on location in Colorado.
She is a nasty bitch. I love it.
And she's hounding him, like she's right behind it. Like, oh Barry,
Hmm.
come on, you know. I'm really
She
getting
is
impatient.
no more than 10 inches away from him the whole time.
no, stop it. You're making me feel like nothing again. I was bugged.
She's his mother. It's so brilliant.
Oh, that's exactly what's happening.
It's so brilliant.
She's dominating him.
Spoil everything for me. Not anymore.
Barry, I'm beginning to lose my patience. I mean, you and I both know that the whole thing began to fall apart when Manny failed to kill Patti. And that's when you decided that half your mother's money was better than none, and you went ahead and killed her anyway.
Oh, and she breaks him. She
Yeah,
absolutely breaks him.
poor
So
little man
good.
child.
She's shocked at herself. Like when he does that, she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I really hit a nerve."
Hmm.
It's so good.
I love him now staring up at this old photo of Vivian Blaine as Rita.
It's so good. Like
So good, yeah.
it's
I
such a
don't know that,
powerhouse moment.
yeah. I don't know that he's that good in it, but she's really good in it,
She
right?
makes him better. I think
Yeah,
that's really what it is
yeah.
because she's pushing him.
Hmm.
And part of the thing is he's not a charismatic person. He's not a
No,
star. He was not one of the performers in the family. It kind of makes sense that he's just a guy.
yeah, yeah. He,
And this actor appears in other Murder She Wrote, and he is better.
right. I don't think he was correctly cast in this role, honestly, because his presence has more of a, um, he has more strength in his presence than I think the role is written for.
We needed like an Anthony Perkins,
Yeah, someone a little bit more sort of on
someone a
the
little
edge of
bit more
fragility,
nebbish.
right? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, but
I mean, not literally Anthony Perkins, because Anthony Perkins would have probably been too old for this,
yeah,
uh, but someone like that,
but that
someone,
type,
yeah, yeah.
totally. So essentially, he just wanted his mom's money, and he has felt he's hated her for a long time, and
He was never the favorite, and she never said, "I love you."
yeah,
This is a sad motive.
it is. It really is.
And the fact that he was willing to kill his sister for it. I mean, it's despicable. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
sad motive, but fuck him. No one goes after Lorna Luft and doesn't swing for it.
That's the wild part. He wants to kill his sister first.
She
That's,
took the love away from it. I mean, it
I
is a
guess.
classic case. It is a
But
classic
like,
case.
grow up, sir. Like,
I
get a
know.
therapist.
I know.
Jesus.
Well, now he could have. Well, he thought he could afford one now.
He'll
Uh,
get the prison psychiatrist.
I mean, I like this little monologue he gives, which is sort of like, "This is why I did it." But you're right. It's not quite right for Gregg Henry, our actor here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's a little off.
it's just, which I mean, unfortunately, we'll never know. Oh, wait, we
Oh,
have
and
to
then
have that moment.
yeah, for sure.
So he's getting in a tussle with Jessica because she made him his mother. There we go.
He's gonna project on her.
Barry.
Rita's alive,
The booming voice of mother.
Barry. Ah, the booming voice of mother. That might be our title.
Barry.
That might be our title.
The booming voice of mother. That's it.
And she is there.
Like divine inspiration. There it is.
Hair done, makeup
Uh-huh.
done. Did she shoot all of her films the same day? All her scenes the
You know
same day?
what? I wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't that like
So wrong.
because
She
she
had
has
one
not
take.
yeah, I mean one take Blaine. That's what I'm calling her. She has not changed scene to scene.
She's just
And
wearing a different robe every time. That's the difference.
so good. Those nails.
They are
Her,
red.
I know.
Red.
She's still in rehearsal. Her daughter's in the hospital, and she's like
Mhm.
manicure.
Okay. So the footnote on this or the end note here. We see the
What
epilogue, I should
in
say.
this
This
elementary school
disgusting
pageant?
poster. What the F?
This
This looks like
elementary
it's covered
school
with
pageant.
stickers.
Um, it's spectacular, is what it is.
Right?
Not since that grand opening sign that we saw in
Oh my
We're
God.
Off to Kill the Wizard have we seen budget issues.
Jeez. And you
This is
know
not a
that
Broadway theater.
you know these photographs were taken during the filming that we
Oh
see
yeah,
in this last
right here.
scene. Yeah.
Which apparently was meant to be a big closing scene. We were
Very
meant to
economical.
see a finale, but they cut it. I
Oh,
just
we
want to give a
were?
quick,
Oh, what a
yeah,
bummer. Oh, that would have been fun.
I mean, again, to unreliable IMDb,
Yeah.
but I believe it because this actually makes sense. Why would you do all of that for the side with fucking Lorna Luft and Vivian
hmm
Blaine with an original song, no less?
We were owed, Victor. I'm
I know,
disappointed.
I know, but it was cut for time.
Mm,
It was cut for time.
fair.
Which makes me wonder actually if they had to then reshoot it to give Grady his backstage stuff because we see them.
Yeah.
So maybe it was supposed to go back and forth. I'm not really sure. But we get the shot of Jessica back in Cabot Cove, and I just wanted to point out that we see more of her books on the side here.
Oh, yeah.
So previously, we've only seen The Corpse Dance at Midnight
Yeah.
and Dirge for a Dachshund. There are two additional hardcovers here that we see, including, oh, hang on, the thing is in the way. Da, 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 da.
Always April. Also,
I
while
don't
you do
know.
that, always April.
A
Always
faded
April.
rose beside her. A
Okay.
faded rose beside
Dirge
her.
for a dead
Yeah, I
dachshund.
know. That's the one that
Dash.
we. That's the one that she signed for Laurie Bascom.
Oh,
This.
yeah.
Look at this production back here.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
Broadway.
It's a balloon
That's
arch. This is
with a guy
this is a
carrying
birthday
it.
party, right?
And it is the
Oh,
upbeat.
jeez.
Thanks, but I've been there before. That we heard the ballad version previously at the mirror, but this is the big finale version.
Yikes.
Uh,
Yikes.
and
Also, the
unfortunately,
dresses are so boring.
I know. Well,
This is not a costume. This is just an evening gown. Yikes.
I've performed on larger stages than this. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh,
and
jeez.
we learned that Grady lost a girlfriend. Oh well.
Yeah, she ran off with somebody else
But he
because
has a new one already. What is it,
typical.
Francesca?
Addie says, "When can you get down here?" She just left Grady.
Wait till you
What the
meet
hell is your
Francesca.
problem?
He's such a slut.
He is such a
He's
slut.
such a slut.
Kind of respect him for it. A little
Oh,
bit
yeah,
of a fuck
absolutely.
boy.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You get it. You know what, Grady?
Himbo
These
Grady.
these
Come
women seem to
on.
like you, so and you're not. You seem to be good to them, so you get it.
Get it. Yeah, he is always the problem, however.
He is
Uh,
always the problem. Oh,
so
jeez.
yeah, up until the wire, we did not know even who the victim was,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Um,
It would have made sense if it were someone like Rita in the end, which I think is such a great misdirect in this episode because
yeah.
it would have been really satisfying if that were the case. But it was satisfying that it wasn't too.
Yeah.
So I think even though I don't know about you, I kind of maybe because I've seen it before, but it's been a minute. When I rewatched it and I saw that Barry was the killer, um, it's pretty clear from the beginning that he has some sort of role in it, right?
Mm.
The whole idea that he pulled out a gun that he didn't wasn't supposed to have and shot someone who did a weird mugging in the beginning. Um, there was a lot of evidence or suggestion
The
from the script
signs
that
were
that's
there.
going to be the murderer in some way, but the actual mechanics of it all were unclear, and that's where I think the writing was strongest.
Right.
Is that the path that they laid back to that finale scene was really interesting and clever.
Yeah.
I'm still wondering about there was a lot of stuff about the financial implications of the show with Cy Parrish and Barry and what that all meant, and I don't know that I really cared much about it. I know it
It's
I
just the
should
device.
have.
It's
Yeah.
just the device. There has to be a show. It has to be financially unstable.
Hmm.
There has to be tension in the family.
Yeah.
Done. Like it just
I think Cy was there to be a potential suspect, even though he never really got enough material to actually be a suspect.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And we would be remiss actually to not mention that the Judy Garland comparisons are
Oh my
further
gosh.
enhanced by Angela Lansbury having worked with Judy Garland. They actually worked together in the film The Harvey Girls
Of course.
from 1946. So this is like it's sometimes hard to believe because of or not hard to believe, but hard to remember that when these legends worked together, when one
Hmm.
of them passes, it's sort of weird to think that the other one lived and beyond, but
Yeah.
that they still had a connection with them.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
yeah.
Oh,
But the Harvey Girls, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's fun, but the weirdest thing, Angela Lansbury is dubbed. It's not her voice. It's a
oh, yeah,
musical, and
that's
they
right.
dubbed her.
I hate that. I
Yeah,
just hate that. I mean, I know it happened all the time, but she has such a distinct voice. It's hard to like fake it with another.
yeah.
How'd you like to spoon with me? How'd you like to spoon
That one
with
she gets to
me?
do. That one she gets to do.
Yes.
I swear, she learned two songs for movies, and she's like, "I'm bringing him in a Murder She Wrote. We're doing it."
Yeah.
Because she does that with Yellowbird from Dorian Gray too.
She said, I'm in
Um,
charge now. You're going to listen to me and you're going to like it. You hear? Um,
uh,
it's so funny. Obviously, so when we watch these, they cycle back after we finish, and so we're sort of chatting over the first scenes again. And Rita starts the whole episode watching an old video of hers and looking wistfully and lovingly at her performance. Do you ever do that, Victor? Do you ever watch old recordings and go, "Wow, I'm good"?
I'm saving that for my Sunset Boulevard years when I am old and irrelevant. Thank you. I'm still
Uh-huh.
very important.
Yes, very
But
very
again,
busy and important.
it's such a trope that it's evocative and it tells you
Hmm.
everything you really kind of need to. Because again, we see that in Sunset Boulevard. We see
Hmm.
that in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. One of my very favorite episodes of Columbo is with Janet Leigh, and the plot hinges on her watching old footage of herself. Like it's a
Oh,
ritual that she does. It's important that she's watching an old movie of herself in her
yeah.
house. And that episode, A Forgotten Lady, if anyone's curious, season 5, check that. I just made sure that that was the right one. Um, great episode. But like
Hmm.
that idea of like looking back and saying, ah, yeah, I'll do that with some pictures on occasion. There's times where where something will come up in memories and I'm like, I was quite a dish back
Yeah,
then.
I was quite a dish back then. I say that all the time. Um,
But no, I don't actually personally like watching a lot of footage of myself.
that's fair.
Like moving footage. Not
Yeah,
really. Not
yeah.
really.
It is. It can be a little cringe. Although when it's 10 years after the fact, then it's like, oh, look at that sweet little thing doing his best.
I
That's when I
would
like
probably
it.
I don't know if this makes me more of an egomaniac or less of one. I would prefer to do it with somebody else also watching it
Oh
with me.
no, I maybe less of an egomaniac.
Like I would prefer to experience that with someone else. Yeah.
A few years ago, we had a friend over for Christmas dinner, and because it was Christmas and I had created that holiday special a few years ago, I thought, oh, let's watch this because I usually watch it every Christmas as sort of like, oh, look at that project I worked on. And as we were sitting there, we were baked, baked out of our minds too. Mary Jane was there. But as we were watching this, I suddenly became very, very self-conscious and very, very embarrassed and like, oh no, I'm that person who's like, look at me, I'm a star. Yeah. So
Yeah.
ever since that moment, I can't really watch my content with others. No, 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 no.
Uh,
Haley, I'm so sorry I put you through that.
so final thoughts on how we were halfway through the first season now.
We are,
So
yeah.
we're already past the Claude Aiken era. We are moving back and forth from different locations, but we've established a lot of the primary characters. We've seen a lot
Yeah.
of Grady, seen a lot of
Hmm.
Jessica. We see how she handles her maneuvers. Um, thoughts?
Okay. My thoughts are, why are there so many leg warmers? This is not fame.
It's
Uh,
85. That's what you
we,
did. My favorite
you
part is
know
that like
what?
Lorna Luft is wearing them with fucking character shoes that are rhinestoned.
I
That's
know.
hilarious. That's drag.
She's doing it. She's doing it. We needed another final thought. We need more of Lorna singing because it was really lovely. I feel really cheated out of that final number, even if it wasn't a bad musical. I'm sorry, it was.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
saw it.
I saw.
Um,
We all saw it. We know.
I like the twist on this in that the actual murder victim is pretty inconsequential, and what we're actually focused on and who's trying to kill these Bristol women, right?
Two attempted murders are more important than the
Yeah.
actual murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That poor guy, he's just sort of an afterthought. Had a shit career and then gets killed
Died in an alley.
on another
Disgraced died in an
gig. Yeah,
alley.
yeah. Poor
I
guy.
mean, he did
I
make the
feel for him.
decision to be a hired gun. Like, I mean, like, yeah, okay. But like
I wonder like what Barry told him. Like, this isn't a real gun. Go ahead and shoot it. Or was he supposed to kill him? Who is this guy?
he was supposed to kill uh
Lorna.
Lorna. I
Patty, I
don't
should
think
say.
he Patty, but I don't think he was supposed to know he was also always going to die. I
Yeah.
believe he was always going to die.
Poor thing.
But the
Yeah.
problem is that he didn't
He
kill Patty, and there's no way that Barry would have known that in that
yeah.
moment.
He was had.
Yeah.
Greasy Barry.
Crazy Barry.
Greasy Barry. Any other final thoughts I might have? We needed more from the lovely, quippy writers.
Yeah, they were
They
real
had
quick.
maybe 3 lines each, and they were the funniest of the episode.
They were real quick. I don't even, do
Yeah.
they have names?
No, they're not even credited on IMDb.
That happens.
Womp womp womp.
Well, they might be. Are they Jimmy and Carlin?
Jimmy and
If you go
Carmen.
to if you go to the full cast, sometimes
Oh,
they don't
maybe
all show up on the main.
that's probably it. Yeah.
They're probably I'd have to do a double check and compare Bob Gorman. No. Oh, I do need to know now. Because
Is that it?
if it's him, then he's a member
Oh
of
my
GWAR.
God. Oh
If that's
my
him,
God.
he's a member of GWAR, and I just
That's
kind of need to
so
know that.
funny.
Let me
That
see.
what a hoot. Gwar. First of all, I've never heard of this, but I see the
You never heard of
pictures.
Guar?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
Guar is a famous theatrical death metal experience. I know people who have performed with Guar.
I
They
don't
are, yeah, there are a lot.
I don't know if that's possible because Bob Gorman is credited with as being alive from 1928 to 1988, and Gwar didn't start. Why would he be on this page? Okay, we all know that IMDb is a little
Oh
um,
yeah, that's true.
wrong much of the
A little
time.
long.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what are your final thoughts on Broadway Malady?
No one shall be seated during the is that a member of Guar discussion? Um, that's funny. Maybe it's just the same name. It might be the same name. Uh, I'll find out. We'll look. I'll try to find out anyway. Well, as I said, one of my favorite moments of Angela Lansbury performing. I don't know off the top of my head which episodes they submitted for Emmy consideration,
hmm
but I have to wonder. Not that the episode always matters. I understand that a lot of times you're
Yeah.
still, but you still pick an episode. Like if you
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
I believe you're meant to technically compare performances that are
Right.
submitted.
Right. I
Um,
think, for example, I think when Rue McClanahan won her Emmy for the Golden Girls, I think they submitted the Jean is a lesbian episode. Is that correct?
specific.
Yeah.
I'd have to look.
I think
It is
that's what
on
I've heard,
Wikipedia. It's
but
on Wikipedia.
yeah. Jean has the hots for Rose.
Uh, but they're episodes that are focused specifically on
Yeah.
that character.
Yeah.
So, with the exception of, I don't know if they had to do that with supporting.
Good
So,
question. Yeah.
for example, because this is also a Backdoor Golden Girls podcast,
hmm
um,
You didn't know, did you?
Betty White won for In a Bed of Roses.
Yeah.
So, the
And that's
Al
the one Al dies in her
Al
bed.
dies in her bed.
Yeah.
So she won for that because and they submitted that one because it's a specific Rose themed.
hmm
No, Rue McClanahan of all episodes won for End of the Curse, her menopause episode.
Oh, I mean, I guess that makes
Yeah,
sense. Well, then I must have
it's a
read something
strong
wrong.
performance by her. It's a
Yeah,
strong
it
performance from
is.
her.
It's not an episode that I go to very often, though.
No, Betty White was nominated for Isn't It Romantic, which is interesting,
Maybe
which is the Jean
that's what I'm
episode.
thinking. Yeah. It makes sense that it would be
And
more a focus because Blanche is a secondary character in that episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm looking so the Estelle Getty won for Sophia, but I don't know if you had to submit for an episode in that case,
Hmm.
for supporting, because it
Fair.
doesn't list it, or
Hmm.
maybe the rules were different, or they just didn't have that information.
Right.
And then of course the Arthur, what did she win
She was the
for?
third to win. I think she won in 87, or it would have been the next year, I think. 88.
She won for My Brother, My Father, so the episode when
Frank
her uncle
Leahy.
comes. Yeah, no, when
Oh,
her uncle
when Uncle
comes
Angelo comes. Yeah.
and she has the stuff with Stan.
Yeah.
Not my favorite Dorothy episode, but sure, it
No.
just happened to be.
No.
And actually, ironically, the episodes that she was up against, Rue McClanahan for Strange Bedfellows, the
Oh,
and Betty White in Bringing Up Baby. Sorry, those are better performances.
yeah, I agree.
But to that end, let's see
Le
B went,
politique.
but B was nominated for The Stan Who Came to Dinner and lost to isn't and lost to The End of the Curse.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
I mean, it's all
Yeah.
subjective.
Yeah.
And it's certainly at that point, I don't know if they were looking at episodes,
I
frankly.
Let's be honest, even though they say they are, there's so much that goes into it.
I think they have to at least submit the episodes so that people who don't watch the show at least have something to watch before they vote.
hmm
It's like a screener, probably.
Yeah.
Um, so to
It's a
that end,
formality.
let me see. So we might as well let's tie it back to the Golden
Oh
Girls.
yeah,
So
Murder She Wrote.
Murder
Yeah.
She Wrote, awards, Murder She Wrote.
What? Who? Where? How?
I'm curious what episode this season she was nominated for. That's what I would like to know. So we're finding that in real time. Folks, you're just gonna have to bear with us. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Um mm, 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 mm. Why can't I find this?
I
Murder
mean, I
She
wouldn't be surprised if it
Wrote.
was Murder Takes the Bus or Or even
Words
the
and
pilot. She's
Honors.
remarkable in the pilot.
Oh, you bitches! It doesn't have it. It doesn't have the full list. I mean, I guess
Trying to.
17 times of I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Um,
Because she was
but
nominated like every year,
every
wasn't she?
year,
Yeah,
yeah, she was nominated absolutely every single year.
pretty wild.
But
Deserved.
but the show also won things too. Like it
Yeah.
won it famously won costume design and music. Oddly enough, not drama series. But it was only nominated for drama series for 85 through 87.
Interesting.
It had a lot of competition in the late 80s and early 90s for with
Yeah.
other shows. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a
The
great
landscape
time.
was changing and things became, I mean, I think Murder, She Wrote was a little late to sort of update itself. I think,
Yeah. Well, and the focus was her. The focus, I
yeah.
mean, really did become
Yeah.
Angela Lansbury. So if you were going to reward something, you were probably going to reward,
Yeah.
um, well, in any event.
Yeah.
Uh, but I do love it. It's a great episode. Strong
Super fun.
performances, super
Super
fun.
fun. Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, I'm for it. I am pro this episode. I am pro this episode.
No notes.
Um, yeah. Although I did it's a I bet it's on Angela Lansbury's page. Sorry. I'm gonna figure this out, so give me one more minute. Uh it's probably on her
I'll just
page,
sing
not
for
Murder
the
She Wrote.
crowd. How'd you like to spoon with me? How'd you like to spoon with me?
Uh interesting.
Tell me
Okay.
more.
Well, I wonder if they changed the no, they couldn't have changed the rules because she was a contemporary with the Golden Girls and they listed, so I guess it just doesn't show it. So she was nominated for seasons one, two, three, four, five, six without specifics listed here. So I wonder
Hmm.
if it's just not listed here.
Interesting.
Um, but she was nominated for some random fucking episodes, I gotta say, or the episodes they
Which ones?
submitted. My least favorite episode, actually,
Oh,
Thursday's Child.
yikes.
Um, and to be
Wah,
fair,
wah,
it's
wah.
not my least favorite episode because of her, because she's put through the ringer in that episode.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get to that eventually. Night Fears, which is the one where she starts as a college professor.
Yes,
Night
yes.
of the Coyote, which is one of the
Oh, that one, of course.
yeah.
It's
Uh,
it's fun.
it's
It's
fine.
a nice set piece, right? It's somewhere
Uh,
different to go.
it's yeah. It's the one that's
It's
vaguely
fine.
Mexican indigenous. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
white people love voting for shit like that.
That will be fun
Uh,
to talk about that one.
A Killing in Cork, which is one of the Irish episodes.
Hmm.
Not my favorite of the Irish episodes, which is Nan's Ghost, but Dear Deadly, which is an Brennan episode, which I do
Oh,
enjoy that episode quite
what a
a
joy.
lot.
Can't wait for Eileen.
Um, and then Death by Demographics, which is actually the finale. So, yeah, those are what I have.
Okay.
I'm sure the information's out there. It's so funny that those are listed, but the other ones aren't.
Hmm.
Um,
We'll find it out. Detective Devon is on the case.
oh, God,
I
so
have
tired.
more to
Uh,
do. Add to my list.
I mean, it's just presumably possible that they did not have that criteria for drama,
Yeah, maybe not.
maybe drama until later. I don't know. It's odd, but
The world may never know.
we'll see if we can find out. Okay,
We'll
we have
see.
gone about 17 minutes over what we usually do. So,
Oopsie.
only reason I know that is because the episode is 17 minutes in again. Um, but it's a delight as usual.
We
So I
love
hope you
it.
enjoyed this.
We all
Yeah.
love it. We all love
You.
it.
So,
What a treat.
morals. Always have a pot of coffee brewing because you never know when
Yes.
it will be evidence.
Hmm.
Paint that face for the next four scenes that you know you have. Do
Uh-huh.
it. Do it, do it, do it. And always, if you are an alcoholic or have any other vice, keep testament of that to make you feel really bad for the next 30 years
Yeah.
and in case someone tries to use it against you later. So
Maybe under a lock and key, though. Maybe under a lock and
it's
key.
literally right there on the mantle for these things. It's just
She gets up
hanging
in the
out.
morning. She's like, "Hello, bottle of booze.
Oh,
Hello, bottle
just
of
hanging out.
barbiturates."
Oh, so
You
good.
know what? To
And
each their own.
Oh, and buy some white shoes. Do it. Get yourself some white pumps.
Another pair? Don't mind
Another
if I do.
pair. You know what RuPaul
My
says?
favorite.
RuPaul says white shoes are a sign of an absolute hooker, and I love you for it.
I identify. I identify.
All right, folks. That's all I got.
That's it for me.
All right. This was
She's
Tonight on
toast.
Murder, She Wrote. I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified.
and see you next time.
Until we meet again.
Thanks, but I've been there before. Or thanks, but I've been there before. Da, 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 da.
There's nowhere that like no, where that like no, where that no. That's enough.